Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello, 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 hello. How is everybody doing? How's everybody doing? We good? We good? Are we good? I know you hear what's going on in the background, right? Hey, sometimes let me turn this down. Let me turn this down a bit. Welcome all to another Stay Planted program. Yes, I am your girl Antoinette, and I will be keeping your company until probably maybe until about 8:30. We'll see. We will see. The voice of Jason Mighty in the background. Holy Ghost brought me down. I don't know if you ever listen to the words of that song, you see. I tell you, if you ever listen to the words of that song. Anyhow, welcome to another program, Stay Planted. And of course, the persons who are just tuning in, well, the Instagram continue to send out their notification. Please share this conversation as well while you are on. This is my online testimony service. For those of you who are just joining and wondering, what is this chica doing? Yes, this is where we actually interview, or should I say have a chat with persons who are deemed successful. Yeah, who are deemed successful, and we actually share the platform and have them share their testimony with us. So again, greetings, bless up, big up, enough love, enough respect. My blessings and prayers going out to all of you who are tuning in. And if you're just joining again, please share this conversation with me. Again, Stay Planted is my online testimony, all right? It's a spin-off from my book called Planted But Needed Water, right here, and it is available on Amazon. And today we will be talking to Minister Jason Mighty. He will be sharing his story with us, and I am just opening my spirit definitely to get whatever it is that he have to offer. And let me just give you a background on Jason for persons who don't know him. He's one of them persons, right, who is always ask God for catch him soul of fire. Yeah. When you listen to him, and Jason and I go way back, and we'll talk more about that later on. And we just decided that we're gonna link up back. Yeah, man. When him always ask God to do him the craziest thing. Jesus, Holy Ghost broke me down. Me not understand where that I come from, and I just wish if somebody that catch my soul of fire. And later on we will talk about that. But looking at him, and if you are a young Christian like myself who grew up in the church, and Jason, please share this conversation if you can while you're at it. You will know Jason Mighty with Prodigal Son. He does a lot of collaboration with Ryan Mark, DJ Nicholas, you name it. And this is just to name a few. And did I mention that he has an album coming out as well? Later on we'll talk about that. But this show we don't talk much about the success. We talk about the struggles getting to it. Because looking at him, you think him have everything. Yeah, you just want to send your friend them go pick him pocket just like that. Because me know the things, yeah. Want to send my friend and go see what we can do. And because him have it like that, right? But did you know that there was a journey to get to where he was? It wasn't just so. There has to be some struggle to get him there. And hence the reason why we have this platform where we can have persons come on and say, look here, man. I know you alone I got through a rough time. And you alone feel like, say, you want to give up sometimes. You understand? Don't look at me and see what I have and think that's just it. So, without further ado, Jason, I can't help but say Minister Jason Mighty when I talk to you now.
It's all good, man. What's up?
I can't help it. He's a dad entrepreneur. He's a philanthropist. He is most of all minister of religion. He's one of them article Christian. So when you think to me article, this man a real gangster. Yeah, so but we say Jesus without a doubt. Jason. Welcome to the platform, sir.
How you doing, Antoinette? It's a blessing to have me. Well overdue, right?
Long overdue, Papa. Long overdue. But nothing happened before time, right?
Yeah, man. Blessings. I appreciate it.
No worries. Just for persons who are just looking on you, and I know persons will be tuning are on Facebook right now, and also will be tuned onto my YouTube page later to watch the rebroadcast at the Planted But Needed Water YouTube channel. But let me ask you, for persons who do not know Jason Mighty, who is Jason Mighty?
Well, Jason Mighty in a nutshell is a little, not a little boy anymore. I used to call myself a young kid who grew up in a country part of Jamaica called Jericho, Lindsay St. Catherine.
I never heard it yet.
Yeah, I grew up in Lindsay, a part called Jericho, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up with my mom of 10 kids. 2 died. Yes. Me, prodigal son, and a few you guys, prodigal is my brother, right? And we grew up in an impoverished life, right? It was tough. Days go by. Sometimes we didn't have food to eat. We'd have to steal to find food. Cause my mother, she got pregnant, and all of the man them leave her. So it's like all of us is different father, right? And in the community, people look down on us. We looked at like, we were just outcast type of family. So we'd have to go and find wherever we are, we can find it to feed each other, right? And we were the boys, so we have to find it, right? Some days we go to school, some days we didn't go to school because it wasn't easy, market to try to sell kids, and we have to go plant and feel like it was really tough, right? For me, most young boy growing up would have an aspiration to be a doctor, a lawyer. I want to become something great. But my dream and aspiration was to kill my father. That was my destiny. That was my dream. That was my goal. I was working towards that to grow up and to buy my gun and to kill my father because, I know that he had made it in life with 5 of my brothers and sisters, and I was the only one left in Jamaica to suffer. So that was my destination, you know what I mean? But through all of that, God have a plan for my life, and I'll tell you more. But that was his greatest good health, and we will talk more about my destiny later.
So you're telling me that. Sorry, my phone is going off crazy with messages coming in at the same time. So you're telling me that based on your surrounding, based on how you grew up, your plan was to kill your dad.
That was my goal, yeah. And that was my goal, yeah. And at the age of 16, I live in St. Catherine till I was 16 years old. At the age of 16, and that's when I leave Jericho, in Kingston. And that's why I grew up all my life there, so my life changed. I ended up in Kingston. I ended up on a work site. I started work in concrete, and all of the young men who was growing up with me, we were working together. We were just the same. We were outcasts, you know what I mean, who have no father, and they become my father, and they started teaching me. They started telling me and encouraging me in the path that I was going, because they were the same type of people, right? Most of them never have no father, you know what I mean. So they were, when I started talking about stuff like that, they said, you don't know the money dead, and you know what I mean. So I started to get deeper in that. I started to smoke, drink, girls on top of girls, and sell weed, and you know what I mean, to buy gun and all type of nonsense, you know what I mean, and you know what I mean. But as we said, I don't want to break everything and tell, but as we said, God have a different part of a different part of my life, and as the interview go by, I'll tell you how I get saved and what changed it, and
you're gonna tell me that. So what happened? What changed? What caused you to change your mind? Because this was at 16.
Yes, at the age of 16, everything changed for me. You know, growing up there on the work site, I started mix concrete. You know, we still sell weed on the side. You know, every night we got club, I dance. Every get to dance, but you know, sometimes I have weed in my bag. You know, I didn't care about the cops or the cops say police. Say police stop me, I have a pound of weed, 2 pound of weed in my bag. You know what I mean? Always at price right. You know, I sing with my friend and I do music. You know what I mean? We used to do music, right? And me and my friends at this time, you know, at 19 years old, right,
Yeah.
is when everything changed from me. Because it was going on a spiral where my dad come to Jamaica at December every time, and this is October, and in the middle of October, I'm supposed to travel go to the UK with drugs in my belly, and at that same time, me and my friend was planning to go kill my dad when him come. You know what I mean? At the same time, we're supposed to meet a secular producer to start the secular music in the same time. So everything was going down. It was going in the wrong direction for me, right?
At the same time.
I would have the secular music. 2,
Yeah.
I would have maybe traffic drugs in the UK, and 3, I would have killed my dad. But December is when I got saved. You know what I mean? I got saved in December. Right in the middle of before the 2000 come there. I got saved. I give my life to Jesus Christ. Someone was ministering to me. You know what I mean? There was a thug who got saved, and he was fiery for Christ, right? And I was bitter until it. I was so bitter about Jesus Christ. You couldn't tell me nothing about Jesus, because I know nothing about Jesus Christ. Because I was so hurt inside and bitter, and I never knew what it's like to be loved. You know, my mom gave me away 3 times. I was given away 3 times. Right?
Tell me about that, if you don't mind.
I was given away at the age of 9. I was given away to a lady, and cause my mom, as I said, my mom, she couldn't afford it, so she was trying to find ways how to help her, help us without, you know, we just grow up and become mess to society. So I was given away at the age of 8, 9 to a lady, and she used to go to work and lock me up in the house right throughout the day. I would be locked up in the house right throughout the day. She got to work and leave me in the house lock up, right? And I made a day for about a year, and one day I run away back when I'm about 9. I run away back and go back to my mother, right? And I maybe about 12 again, she gave me away again to a pastor, right? And you know, she think that life would have been better for me there, but the pastor wasn't the greatest pastor. So him and his son, they had a plantation farm, and when I should be in school, they would send me to the fields to go pick coffee and go pick orange. You know what I mean? And if I don't do it, they use rope and beat me. I remember my son used to tie me up and beat me with a rope, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? It was tough for me, I tell you. You know, it was really tough for me. And you know, I would have started to go bitter, low self-esteem, and these are anger inside of me built up in me. So you understand, you know, when I said that my dream was to kill my dad, you understand where it's coming from? Because,
Yeah.
I see everybody with their father, I see everybody with a bicycle, I see everybody go to school, and I couldn't get that. I go to school part-time. So I grew up couldn't read and write, right? And then, you know, fast forward to when I was 16, and then I do all of that. And then I was 19 years old. You know, I was sitting down, me and my friends smoking some marijuana at the evening class, right? And a young man who got saved about 6 months before I met him, you know, he was fire for Christ, but he was a thug who gets saved, and you know, we're gangsters come out of the world, and we said Jesus Christ, but you still can't run it too much, you know? Yeah. You see me? So, you know, the man did not talk about Christ, and I was so bitter inside that I didn't want to hear about Christ. So, you know, I run him, you say, yo, you know, you're not about Jesus Christ, but you don't come and talk about Jesus. Yo, you know, you're not. You know what I mean? But the young man was so fiery, come out to me and say, yo, man, you need to know yourself. Jesus Christ love you. You're so bitter inside because you never have a father, you know, grown no father. And the man started telling me my life, right?
And him just a minister to your roughneck.
He minister to me in a rough way, but he's telling me my life, right?
Right.
And that grabbed my attention. My attention, right? And if you see a talk like that, rough like that, get see from me, I say, yo, you know what I mean? And I started listening, and you know, my friends, I didn't know when they disappeared, but they left, and the weed, what I was smoking, burned out them, and I didn't know they burned out. And the man ministered to me about and tell me about Jesus, course sweat, and wash me, and tell it, you know what I mean? And you know, long and short story, when I leave on my way home, when I just started, I was a different person. I couldn't continue. I couldn't contain what I was feeling. So I started to reach out to Jesus Christ, and I started crying, and I said, Lord, if you really read, if you read Jesus Christ like what the guy was saying, change me, touch my life, help me to feel love. And I just started ministering, and then I tell him, man, I felt love for the first time in my life. That love and that sweetness, that aroma, you know what I mean? That hug, I felt someone hugged me and gave me that embrace. You know what I mean? And I tears started flowing on my cheeks and joy, and I just took up my ears ring. I used to wear 4 years ring. You know what I mean? I used to have a bag of naked picture at home, and every girl in me have to give me some naked picture. See, we used to have a bag of weed and I'm in bed, I'm just going, and I took them out, and I just that night I changed my life totally. I gave up everything, and I decided I'm gonna go to church, and I'm gonna make myself, a different person. You know what I mean? And I went to church the Sunday morning. I went to church, the same church that the guy invited me, and I went to the pastor and I told him that I want to get baptized. I want to change my life, and I got baptized about 5 or 6 days after. You know what I mean? And the rest is history,
Damn.
The rest is history, sister.
Look at God. Look at God. So, I'm glad how you mentioned that it was actually a tuggy minister to you.
Yeah.
So it's not like you went into any church or anybody give it to you the soft spoken way. Jason, Jesus love you. It's time. It's somebody who bad you up until you say you need to serve God.
Yeah, man. Somebody bad up in the kingdom, it's bad.
And no regrets.
No
Any
regrets?
regrets? No regrets.
No.
Jason, I remember my first encounter with you.
Yeah.
I was doing Genesis.
Yeah.
Genesis. I know you probably don't remember it. And we were doing, myself and Nadine was doing Genesis. And I know them time that you just bust out on the market and everything. And because you have a whole heap of tune where they run the place. You and Prodigal and Main Street did a tear down the place.
Yeah.
And you had this level of hype in your young age.
Yeah.
And then persons will say, yo, what kind of Christian this and why I'm so hype, and people can't even talk to him or whatever the case is. I know that you have matured significantly now about it. What was causing all of this? Was this just what was really going on with you them days? Met up a long time, like over 15 years now. What was going on back then?
Well, Anthony, as I share my testimony, you would understand where I'm coming from. A young man coming from nothing, from poverty to the limelight, traveling the world, traveling all over the place. I've tuned up on the radio. Everywhere you go, people are saying hi, sign autograph. So it wasn't easy for me to deal with the fame, right? And when I got saved, to be honest with you, I never have anyone to. Remember, I didn't grow up father, Anthony, and I never have no father figure, right? Yeah. So. You know what I mean? I never have anyone to sit me down and teach me the word properly and to show me. So, yes, I was, and I didn't even realize because, I didn't realize that I was cocky. I didn't realize that I was hype. I think I was okay, right? I think that's the way you deal with it, right? So, it's something that I never realized that I was doing. You know what I mean? So if and maybe I offend a lot of people, can offend you, and thank God that after so many years you could be able to say to me, and I could be able to apologize, even though I'm not the same person. But at the same time, I can imagine how many people I hurt because I didn't understand how to deal with the fame, right? Mm-hmm. And it's just simple that because I didn't get polished enough, before I get in the industry, right? Mm-hmm. And while I got when I get in the industry, then I learned how to grow, and I learned how to, and Papa said something to me that I really. After so many years, I get to understand why so many, because it's not just me, a lot of gospel artists, they battle with the same thing and they don't know, internationally and locally.
Right.
Right? Because I've gone to so many states, I've shared stage with so many, with every single gospel artist you can think of who in the world I've shared stage with. And I can tell you this, I'm a gospel artist and I have some serious encounter with some serious gospel artists who I would love their music and play it in my worship segment. And I have to stop. I stopped worship to somebody's music because I couldn't understand that meeting the artists, they're so cocky and so prideful, man. So I beg God forgive me if I was like that, right? But you know, I remember I was in British Virgin Islands with Papa San. We have a show there, a musical festival. We were the gospel artists there, and the night when when me and Santa had to perform, the rain was falling, so the show canceled, right? Long and short story, in the morning we sit down in the lobby having breakfast, and Sam was teaching me so much, and one of the things that stood out to me about 7 years ago, Sam said it to me, but it's still with me up to this day. Every single interview I do, I talk about it, and I talk to encourage young gospel artists. Sam said something to me. Sam said, Jason, there's 3 things, because I'm coming from a secular, and I'm going to tell you, there's 3 cycles that run secular. He said, 1, gun music, when you just hear gun lyrics all over the place. 2, the Rastafarian music, conscious music. And 3, the dancing music, right? Right? Him saying that's go around and it's a cycle, go right around and come around and come around. This year is this and next year, you know what I mean? But him say there's one cycle that runs gospel, and it's humility. One cycle, you know what I mean? And, you know, him said because, you know, Son said to me because the Bible said that, you know, they that humble themselves shall be exalted. Right? That's what God said. They that humble themselves shall be exalted. So if you realize all this cycle is that when you come to Christianity and when you come to gospel, you got to humble. Because when you're humble, that's when God bring you up. But when you try to bring up yourself, God bring you down. Right? So you know, son shared that with me, and he says to me, brother, whatever you do, stay humble. You know, just stay humble and keep being humble, no matter how much award you win, no matter how much album you do, no matter how much autograph you sign. Stay humble, because that's the humbler you are, is the bigger you're gonna get, right? And Antonella, it's still with for life, man. And you know what I mean. And I've learned to humble myself, you know what I mean, and let God use me, you know what I mean. And it's just a process of growth, you know.
I can tell and I can see that on your journey. Guys, if you're not following Jason, please follow him right now. And I tell you, he and I will be working together. We have some big things coming about, and he will tell you more about that later. And I tell you, if you're not following him, follow him right now. And your ministry is in your music.
Yeah.
Based on what I'm seeing, you write your own songs, right, Jay?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, because I notice your testimonies are in your lyrics. Even this one, Jesus brought me down. It seems like you'd go through a time when you say, you know what, God, sometimes me just can't deal. Me just can't dwell. Just use me how you want me to use me. So just brought me down, cut me up, mash me up. Let me realize that you are God. Was it a situation like that?
Well, it is. You know, Antonella, you never stop grow. You know, the day you stop grow is the day you will remain stagnant. Right? Yeah. That's a word for somebody. You never stop grow. And if you decide to stop grow, you're gonna remain. You're gonna stay stagnant. Meaning that you're gonna be at the same place. You're not gonna move. And water that is stagnant, it doesn't move. It stay one place. Right? If the water is moving, it's flowing. It can drink. It's purified. Right? So as a Christian and as a child of God, you never stop grow. That's why the Lord said we must constantly read the word, constantly stay in fasting and prayer, constantly to gain knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So, 1 minute.
I can turn down the thermostat and turn the lights on and off, just like I was.
Yeah. So, you know, so you gotta go. So for me, you know, I was just at a place where I do everything. I go all over the world. I see the 20,000 people. I see the 15,000 people. I see. You know, I go in the limousine. I win the award. I go to England. I go all over the place and travel. Right, but you know, there's more. You know, there's more. You read the Bible and you pray, and I felt like there was more. So when I sing that song, it was literally saying, Lord, there's more, man. There's more to Christ. I believe there's more for me. I believe that I can go to the Grammy. I believe that I can go to another level internationally. You know what I mean? So I was just saying, Lord, whatever inside of me just broke me down. You know what I mean? Take it out. You know what I mean? Help me to just transform into a different person. So it was literally me saying, God, I'm tired of this place that I'm at. I need to move. Right, so the song is to speak for itself, you know.
Yeah, because sometimes you're at a place, sometimes I will feel stagnant spiritually.
Yes.
Spiritually. So I'm assuming that was what you mentioned. You're just hungry and just want to do more.
Yes, straight.
Just need to more hungry for him. But you know, just as people will look at your style and say, "Why is it that you're so radical? Why are you so radical?" Yeah, man. Radical style without a doubt. it's like this was your persona from childhood days up until now. Why is it that you're not one of them? Oh, Jesus love you type of person. You're still radical and you give it to them hardcore. Is this because this is your signature, or this is just your personality and this is how you know how to do it?
Well, this is how I know how to do it. Sometimes my wife would tell me, even Nicholas, my brother, because my bro, I know Nicholas almost 20 years now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even sometimes Nicholas said, boy, Jay, tone it down, like,
yeah.
Sometimes I talk to Nicholas and I'm just so excited, and that's how I talk, right? And he must say, boy, Jay, me and Nicholas, we never argue. He's my best friend. He's, Prodigal is my brother, but Nick is my best friend. Because we understand each other. We're coming from the same, we're coming out of the streets, you know what I mean? And Nicholas, even though Nicholas is rough on the record, but he's a person who when he can tone down when they talk to you, right? But me, on the other hand, I may tone down on the record, but I'm rough when he's speaking to me, right? And he's also coming from a thuggish lifestyle, and I never know, until the time, I never know nothing better. I never know nothing. I didn't have a father, just a son, take that direction. So all the man them who is my friend, they're some rough, hardcore youth. So God used that. God used that in me. He never take it from me. He keep that inside of me so I can be able to minister. Because I tell you the truth, when I used to get a ministry, there's so many ghetto kids get saved under my ministry because they could relate to my radicalness, right? They could relate to when I speak, I don't sound soft, right? So, you know what I mean? And I don't dress like the regular church people. I like to, I'm a fashion guy from the world. I used to dress fashionable, you know what I mean? I used to love my 4 years ring and bag of chain and, you know what I mean, cut up pants and, you know what I mean? And some used to run, long hair and things. So even when I come, I don't wear earring because nothing wrong with earring. But I just don't choose to wear it. But I still believe you can put yourself together. I still believe in fashion because God does not look at the out or the appearance, look at the art, right? So that's my belief.
And I like the fact that you mentioned ghetto ministry. Ministry. Gone are the days when we as Christians used to go out and preach to anybody, go up on the corner and witness to anybody. Right now, how is that for you? What's the challenge like for you now doing that? Is this something that you still do, or you see some form of challenge now?
Well, to be honest with you, Antenna, I live in Canada. And when I used to be in Jamaica, we used to, me and Nicholas, Prodigal, one of us, Ray and Mark, we used to take the ghetto by storm. We used to go into the streets and we stir up the sound and Gotti. We used to just talk to the
I remember that.
Yeah, man, it was amazing, not that I move on from that, but sometime in life, God moved to a different path. I moved to Canada where I'm now a father to my 2 kids. I'm a husband to my wife. And so, I still do ministry, but ministry on an international level. You know what I mean? And I can't able to go in the ghetto like that. With that Canada, get in there, you know what I mean? So, but I still do my thing and I still support ministry in ghetto because I have a friend in Jamaica right now in Papi that is doing the ghetto ministry, and I'm a partner with him. I do support him. I send money to him every now and then. Go, just to help the youth, the just to feed the poor and stuff. I do my little part.
I know. That's why I ask you. That's why I ask you, because I know that you're still active even though you're not there.
Yes,
and that's one of the reasons why initially I said you're a philanthropist, because I know that even though you're not physically there, you're still doing some crazy thing in terms of ministry back home as well. And I must say, I must commend you on that. I respect that about you so much about that. You mentioned, I just want to go back to what you said initially. I know we're all over the place, but I'm just to try to get as much information from you. Because man, when I can get for TV again, right? Because you're busier than the president himself. So, so this is it. I know that you are an amazing dad right now. How difficult was it? How difficult was it to distribute this love to your kids, knowing that you didn't receive it as a child coming up? How difficult was that for you now?
You know what, Antoinette, when I met my wife and we started dating and we got married, I was in Jamaica, I was huge in Jamaica, big, still I made good money back then, so I didn't want to leave, and such a file for me. And I get my residence, so I gotta move. Cause when you become a resident in Canada, you can't stay too long. You gotta move. So I end up coming here, and we spend 6 months here. I go back home. Spend 6 months, long as she got pregnant, and we never planned for that, right? Because I was scared to be a dad. I was scared for my wife to get pregnant. I was scared to my son. So she can tell when the first maybe 7 months of her pregnancy, I wasn't around. I was back home in Jamaica, right? And I'm not afraid to share. I was so scared that I'm gonna fail as a dad, right? So I stayed away. Yes, we talk on the phone and stuff, but I stayed away while she was here, and I was so scared. You know, I mean, I was almost literally upset that she got pregnant because I didn't ready. I didn't think I'm ready. I didn't think I could be able to be the father to give my daughter. My daughter is the first one to give her the fathership that she should have, right? So, when my wife when I came here and then she got to give birth to my daughter, and you know, when I saw my daughter, man, I fall in love with her, but I was so scared, right? And you know, God helped me to be the father. God and my wife to help me, because so I still trying to learn, right? I still try to learn, but you know, I mean, I give my daughter, I give my kids the best I can. I give them the best I can, and I give what I never have. I give to them the wisdom and the knowledge that God teach me, right? Because that's I only can give what I learned, and I didn't learn it from my dad, so I learned it from God, right? And I give my kids, and I'm doing my best. And my wife, you know, she would tell you that, you know, I never get it together perfectly in the first beginning, but now I'm a good father, right? So I just thank God for the wisdom that He gave to me, and I can be able to love them and just, you know, work hard as possible to give them what I never have, right?
Wow, that's amazing. I am so I it, I specifically asked you this question because I wanted to know. I wanted to
Yeah,
know, and I really wanted to know because a couple months ago I interviewed Octane, and he
yeah,
experienced similar thing to what you had, and he said he doesn't know how to give love, and the fact that you said God teaches you,
yeah,
Him teach you that.
yeah,
And
man.
now it is that you are, because I've done my research. Me here say you're the boss.
Yeah.
So 8 more to go, right? And just say if you can make it 10.
All right, sister.
I said we can make it 10. But on a real though, Jason, and one more thing I want to ask you though, boy, with the pandemic and everything, Jason, even us as Christians, you find that we are shying away from the ministry. We're
Yeah,
shying away from going to church because we're scared of whatever the case is. Even us ourselves are having mental breakdown.
yeah,
Sometimes we reach a point where we just cannot be bothered. It is so hard sometimes to encourage ourselves to even do what we really want to do
yeah,
because we are struggling ourselves. And people think that, okay, if you say you're a Christian or you say you're a child of God or whatever the case is, you're not supposed to have a meltdown.
yeah,
You're not supposed to be weak. You're not supposed to bally. You're
yeah.
not supposed to. You're not supposed to be suffering from any form of mental illness. People are saying that, looking at us. So my question to you now is that for persons out there who are suffering with mental illness, or even persons like you and I, what
Yeah.
would you say to those persons?
You know what, Antonella? Last night I did an interview. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna share it before. I did an interview last night with a guy from Atlanta live on Facebook, and you know, I don't, honestly, I don't like interview. I do it because, you know, is my gift, and I do music. But I'm not a guy because I'm shy, right? I don't know if I'm very shy. Yes, I do. I'm very shy. So, you know what I mean? But anyway, we end up the night for almost 3 hours. You know, we're online up, I pray for people, and people, I pray for people. I'm saying this to say that there's so many people hurting out there. People are so hurt, unsaved and safe people are hurt. You know what I mean? People have lost their loved one in the pandemic. People have lost their job. People don't even know what is going on, what God is saying. A lot of people don't know what God is saying this time. If it's God will for the COVID, if it's not God will, if it's a man thing. But there's one thing I want to say to the church, especially to the pastors, right? You know, when David fell with Bathsheba, the Bible said that it was a season for kings to be at war, right? So David was supposed to be at war because the Israel army was at war, and David chose to stay home. And in those days, when the army going to war, the king has to be there because the king is the leader, right? The presence of God go with the king, right? So David chose to stay back, and the Bible clearly said that it was a season for kings to be at war. So David chose to stay back, and in that we see where he ended up was at the wrong place at the wrong time. And he ended up saw Bathsheba and ended up sin, right? Sleep with her and end up having to kill her husband, right? So I'm saying this to the pastors. A lot of pastors are hiding. A lot of pastors in this time, instead of they in tune with God to hear what God has said, to help the people, they're hiding. They're either hiding under the money, right? They're hiding under the slackness, virgin. A lot of pastors I'm talking. I know big up to the true pastor, the one who hold at the banner of Christ. But in this time when people need God, unsaved people are going through hell and they need the truth right now, just as we are saying, Antonetta. The Church of Jesus Christ, Christian people like me and you, we are going through a serious time. And where are the leaders? We need them now, and they're hiding. Now is the time when they are war with the enemy, and they're hiding, and the church are going down the wrong direction. Right? And so we have to do the pastor to rise up and take the rightful place where God has put in them. God placed them in a season like no, when we need a word, we need pastors to rise up and give us what God is saying, because they are the leaders. God speak to them and then speak to us, right? And where they are gone. You know what I mean? So, I'm just saying unto the believers out there who are struggling, just take some time out and seek God. Now is not the time for you to turn away from the church. Turn away from God. Close your Bible. Now is not the time now is the time where you have to get closer to Christ, because there's something going on in the atmosphere. Right? There's something serious going on. And now is not the time when we turn away from God and we get caught up in the world and get caught up in everything everybody else to do. Get caught up in what God is doing. You know what I mean? And if you're not hear what God has said, still just stay there. Stay at the feet of Christ. You know what I mean? I know it's not easy. It's not easy because a lot of people lose their job, lost their family, loved one, but you need peace. But remember, Jesus Christ is a God. He's the Father of the fatherless, right? He's a God of the brokenhearted. He's a husband of the widow, right? He's a doctor of the doctorless. You know what I mean? He's everything. Anything you need, it's in Christ. It's in Christ, and you gotta just take some time out to your busy schedule and just spend some time with God and just hear what God has said. You know what I mean? Trust me, that's the only way right now. Play some worship music. Meditate on God, Bridget, because I tell you, if you don't, you're gonna go crazy in that time right now. Believe me.
Wow, well said, well said. And no one better to say that more than you, because based on where you're coming from, your background, no one better to. I mean, we talk about you. You pretty much orchestrate how is it that you're gonna take down your own flesh and blood. You understand? So, and you had no idea what it felt like to be loved. You were neglected. So you really and truly never give a crap what will happen to you afterwards. But now you are able to say this because you yourself was delivered from all of this. Jason, oh man, I don't know what to say. It's like me never know you. It's like me know you, I don't know you. And this is one of the reasons why Michelle was from talking to you. As I remember we were talking the other night and I said, I do not want to hear. I do not. Don't tell me anything. I do not. I do not want to hear. But I am so blessed to have you share your testimony with us. But I wanna find out from you though, before I let you go. How do you feel about your dad now?
Well, I met my father at 25. When I was 25, I was in Miami doing a concert, and for the first time I met him, my mom told me that she brought me to him when I was small, but I didn't know. You know what I mean? But I met him officially for the first time at 25. I was in a concert in Miami, and you know what I mean? I forgive him by then, because when I got saved, I was struggling with unforgiveness. I didn't know how to forgive him, and the Lord keep telling me that I have to forgive him. You know what I mean? Every time I think about him, I get bitter and angry, same. And the Lord started to show me that, that's before I start ministry, because I never started ministry at the time. But God was telling me that, God was trying to show me that He wants to use me, but I was so packed up with bitterness and hurt, right? So God just started to teach me how to forgive him and just you know what I mean, how to just get healing from this, right? And I started to go to church and I started to talk to my pastor, you know what I mean, and God just healed me and I learned to forgive him. So when I meet him at 25 in Miami Start Ministry, I was doing a concert there and I met him. I was sharing my testimony like I'm sharing now. And he came up to me. My sister brought him to the concert and he came up to me and he just, you know, he was trying to defend himself instead of trying to say, my son, sorry, you know? And he came up to me.
You probably get cross, angry, and miserable.
Thank God he was to save Jason Mighty at the time, right? But he was trying to defend. He was trying to defend himself. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I just say, yo, it's all good, man. I just say, yo, it's all good. It's a past. I forgive you. That's what I said to him. I forgive you.
Like that.
Just like that. I said, it's a past. I forgive you. You know what I mean? And he couldn't understand it. He was shocked. He was shocked out of his clothes. He stood up and was just looking at me. You know what I mean? And, but move on from there to another. We talk. Right now, me and him, we talk. We call each other, we talk. And, I keep ministering to him. He's a man who doesn't believe in him. We call him Pharaoh. My brother, them call him Pharaoh because he's an unbeliever. And the man has chat all type of nonsense. Right? But, I keep ministering to him and keep sharing the word of God with him. And I hope that him give him life to Jesus Christ soon before he died. Right? So we have a relationship.
Right. Well, this show is called The Struggles Before the Success. And you mentioned that as a Christian, you had some personal struggles yourself. I remember talking, most of my, Nicholas was one of them, since he's one of our mutual friends. He spoke about some of his personal struggles as a minister. So apart from your bitterness, you get just cross, angry, and miserable. Was there anything else that you struggled with? And you have to say, God, I really need you to catch something a fire and help me out with this.
I tell you something. I wrote a song called Can't Watch Life Alone, right? And that song was inspired by a struggle I was going through at the time. I was struggling with porn, man. And I got saved.
Porn, you too?
Yes. Not just me. A lot of listen.
I know. Listen, it's like it's a popular thing, right?
We are just some of the ministers who share. We are some of the ministers who share and open up and share. But a lot. It's a big struggle in the church. A lot of young youth I counsel. A lot of young youth I've talked to that struggle. It's a big thing in the church and in ministry. Because I tell you why. The enemy use it a lot because when you get saved, you're supposed to abstain from sex.
Yes.
And if you come from the world with active with sex, you know what I mean? When you come, you're still gonna burn. That's why the Bible says, boy, if you're burning, get married. The Bible tells you straight. You know what I mean? Say you can't blame God. The Bible says if you're burned, get married. Whether you're a woman or you're a man or you're burned, get married because you're going to struggle. Because God make you to have female like to have a male in your life, right? He make you. If you're called to have a single ministry, then you will have the strength to deal. But if you don't, you are going to have struggles. So you need to find somebody to get married and ask God to send your husband or wife, whatever. But anyway, I was struggling with porn badly, lust, right? And at the time, it was a heat for me because it was so popular. Everyone would go to girl, and oh my God, Jesus, let me tell you, sister, I never easy. But I tell you the truth. Because every girl, I said, boy, me and if you get married, this up because at the time, I think Nicholas get married. When I write the song, Nicholas get married, and I was the only one that never married him. Right, I was dating, I didn't think I'd meet my wife yet. I didn't think so, but everywhere we go, everybody try to set me up with a man. I'm never ready to get married. I want to get married, but I never know. I never met somebody who I fall in love with, right? So, man, I was struggling, and everywhere we go concert, the girl, listen, I go place a girl, I asked me to sign him breast up. It was really bad. It was tough to see. Because it's not everybody who come to gospel concert saved. So, you know
True.
was giving me hell, bro. I get numbers here, and it was a struggling. So, I was fighting to stay holy. I'm fighting not to walk away from Christ and go in fornication. So I would turn to pornography. And one day I was up watching porn almost the whole night. It was so bad. And when I wake up in the morning, the Holy Spirit of God just had me weak and I just feel condemned. I felt so condemned. And I wake up and I went to the shower and started shower. And I felt so condemned and started crying to God. And the song come down. The song come. I can't walk this life alone. I can't make it on my own. Can't walk this life alone. Cause I know I'm gonna fall. Can't walk this life alone. You see me? So the song come and that's so I started to find strength by singing the song, and you know what I mean? And God take time. So it was a big struggle for me throughout my ministry, you know what I mean? And I just have to just give it to God and just find hope and just read the word and repent and you know what I mean, and I finally put it down, you know what I mean? It was
Nice.
bad.
Nice. I love this. You know, when I'm doing my second book launch, you definitely have to come on. My second book launch is called He Hit the Spot. That's the second book. Exactly.
Yeah,
And with the way, I mean, at least me give you some more information about that. We're definitely gonna have to talk about that. Yo, Jason, looking at you, I know that the girls them used to flock you. There's no doubt about it. You and Nicholas, I know. Jesus have mercy. I remember when we were doing the gospel, and as you said, it's not everybody who come to a gospel concert is safe, but I must say I commend you and I respect you 100% for standing firm, literally, and no say, you know what, and that me depend on whatever the case is, and that me depend on, and I am so blessed to have you in my circle, Papa. Thank you so much for being the person that you are, the authentic you. Don't change. Don't change for anything. Don't change for anything, and we'll love it. Keep putting out them hits, the hits after hits after hit. But just before I let you go, your new album, people, listen up. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, man, the new album coming out. I want to drop it. I was trying to get it dropped for my birthday. My birthday is 28th of September. I try to get it released on the day, but it doesn't look like it's possible because it's so hard, because the pandemic is so hard to get the music done. You know what I mean? But I'm targeting October. You know, it's my new album. I still don't have a name yet because I still trying to figure out where the direction of the team I want to come up with the album. So, you know, I still don't have a name as yet, but the album almost ready. Maybe 2 more tracks to finish. And it's a wonderful track. It's a wonderful track. Papa San's gonna be on the album with me. DJ Nicholas, of course, will be there. I have Gotti I'm there. I have Sherwin Gardner on there. I have Rhoda from Jamaica on there. I have that journey and there, you know what I mean, and you know, there's so much collaboration and there, and Sherwin Gardner from Trinidad. So, you know what I mean, it's a wonderful album, and I'm looking forward to really release it in October, and it's something to have. I think it's gonna be one of my best work because we're trying to bring back that authentic gospel reggae vibe. We're trying to bring it back. So I bring back all of these vintage artists to collab with me, and we're doing some hardcore tune and some nice tune to bless the people. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward. You can follow me on Instagram, Jason91. I'm on TikTok. I'm on, Facebook. I'm all over the place. So follow me, and we're gonna drop a video by maybe the middle of this month. I'm gonna drop a new video called Drive. It's a song. You don't. It's crazy. It's something that you want to follow to watch. It's gonna be nice.
Can you give me a piece? You're not gonna beg you. Come on, Jason. Stop it.
It said, Jesus, can you be my chauffeur? Yes, 'cause I don't want to get pulled over. Yes, can you drive me closer to your heart? I need a brand new start. Jesus, can you be my chauffeur? 'Cause I don't want to get pulled over. No, can you drive me closer to your heart? I need a brand new start. But now I get a verse.
That's good. We know where it's going. I know where it's going.
It's a metaphor, you know what I mean? It's a nice song, you know what I mean? I'm looking forward. We're gonna work on the video. We're doing the video right now, so it's supposed to drop by the middle of the month. You know what I mean? So follow me on the social media to keep updated and what's going on, right? All the fans.
Yo, this has been the struggles before the success. Definitely stay planted. Stay planted.
Yeah,
Final words just before I let you go. Anything that you wanna, for persons who don't know you and who wants to get to know you, is there anything that you want to say, any encouragement that you want to leave with persons who tune in every single Wednesday? Is there anything that you want to encourage them to
Well, I
do?
want to say to the not to the fans, but to the people of God. You know what I mean? Just stay stay focused, you know what I mean? Stay true to the
That's
call
it.
of Christ. You know what I mean? Because, you know, we've been hearing about the last days from we idea we need, Jamaica, that's it. Right? And we hear that Jesus have come from we idea we need. So a lot of people get confused. A lot of people, you know, lose that, you know, that enthusiasm about Jesus Christ. Because they might hear say God come, him not come. But, you know what I mean? The Bible said that like the Jesus Christ will come like a thief in the night. Right? So therefore we don't know. You know what I mean? And so stay tuned, stay focused. Don't let nothing push you away from who you are and from what you are. If you're a child of God, stay true to a child of God. Because the one thing I respect with Muslim people, they don't let nothing steer them away from who they are. Right?
True, true,
They're
true.
gonna, yes, they pray 5 times a day, they're gonna stay true to others. So if we're gonna be child of God, let's stay true to who we are. We can't watch what's going on around us and be distracted. Stay true to who you are, right? And to all of the people who watch Antonetta, keep stay tuned because she's real. She's real. And I mean, keep supporting her thing because, you know, we don't have many people out there who's standing up for the kingdom and just trying to bring the gospel in the way you're bringing it. You know, right? Yeah, we are minister to your book. You know what I mean? You do it on Instagram, you do it on Facebook. You know what I mean? So all of the fans, and just stay true to what she's doing. Keep supporting her. You know what I mean? Keep sharing her kingdom. And, you know what I mean? She'll get all of the artists to share their poor story. Because
That's right.
a lot of artists we don't really share their thing.
I
You
know.
know what I mean? So yeah, draw we out. Right, so it's on the practice program, you'll get that. You'll get this practice program where you're gonna draw we out to talk things that we don't really want to share on a regular day, right? So, you know, it's real, you know.
It is. It was such an honor. It was such a pleasure having you blessing our soul. I am so encouraged by you, Minister Jason Mighty. Thank you so much for the love and the support. Thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for standing up despite of all the struggles that you've been through. I mean, no say you still got through it.
Yeah, but
No
we
say,
always.
no say you still, but me I tell you, you're solid as a rock. You're solid as a rock, and you still kept going. And we will keep you in our prayers. And of course, I know that God not finished with you yet. So thank you so much again.
Holy Ghost broke me down. God from the back, me say broke me down. Hey, Holy Ghost broke me down. Me white suit that he up, me not care. Hey, Lord, you're merciful with lot of compassion. Forgiving and loving, that's who you are. Eh? So I'm tired of doing things my way. And tell it that, tell them. I second thought. Holy Ghost broke me down.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jason. Thank you so much, Tig. Thank you so much. Thank you. This has been Stay Planted. Just want to remind you guys that you can get my book, Planted But Needed Water. It is on Amazon. Jason, make sure so you get your copy very soon. It is on Amazon, so you just go onto Amazon and definitely. Yo, I want to also let you know that very soon Jason will be at Eagles Nest Community Church because I'm just down the road from me. So people in Canada, if you want to see him, trust me, just keep in tune, and we'll let you know when, all right? Jason, later we will talk. Thank you so much for stopping by. Bless you. So this has been Stay Planted. I'm your girl, Antoinette, and I just want to thank you so much for your love and support. Thank you so much again for passing through Minister Jason Mighty. Without a doubt, boy, I tell you, what a testimony, and he is one of those artist called Christians, may I tell you. Real, true man of God. Carbeck, Capital Sound, Juicy Beef, you learn for sure. Guys, thank you so much for coming on again. Until next week, Wednesday. Who do I have next week? I don't remember. I'll let you guys know. I think it's Shanice from Expression or Kim. Kimmy, I don't remember. I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you posted on my Instagram page. Please follow me if you're not following me. Thank you so much. I am Empress Divine. Thank you again for the love and support. Again, guys, thank you so much. You can get a repeat of this broadcast on my Planted But Needed Water YouTube channel. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe and share. Until next week, God bless you. Despite of everything that you're going through, stay planted. Despite of the circumstances, regardless of the situation. Boy, it gets tough sometimes. sometimes it is so hard to even encourage yourself. It is really hard sometimes to encourage yourself, but find that inner peace, man. Find that comfort there in the most discomfortable or uncomfortable place that you have. So until next week, I'm your girl Antoinette saying thank you so much. Juicebar, Shanice, that's my sister. Oh yeah, for sure. She will be on very soon. All right. So guys, until next week, thank you. Love you. Bless you.